Hello, friends of Lactation Link. My name is Dr. Cassidy Freitas. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist based in San Diego, California. And Lindsay invited me to pop on today and talk to all of you about the 3 conversations that you want to have with your partner before baby's here, ideally. But if you're already postpartum, don't worry. These are still really important conversations to be having, even when you're in the thick of it. You're just going to get a little more creative about carving out the space to have these conversations and hopefully get some restorative rest so that you're not totally sleep deprived while trying to connect and communicate about these really important topics. I shared a post on my feed the other day about these 3 conversations, so I will share that now, and then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into each of these topics for all of you here. So this first conversation is about you and your partner exploring how you're building and creating your home. And what I want you to do is actually take a moment to reflect on your own upbringing and your own home life growing up. How were the roles divvied up? How are responsibilities shared? Who did what? What was the parenting style like? And what of all these things do you want to bring into the home that you are building with your partner? I work with a lot of couples, and a lot of couples will say there's some resentment around this or differences in parenting style, or they're upset because they don't feel like responsibilities are equal. And I'll ask, did you guys ever talk about this before your baby came? And a lot of couples will say no, they just kind of got into this role of doing this one thing or this certain parenting style. So it's so important to have these conversations beforehand or as early as you can with your partner so you guys are on the same page. And then we want to have conversations about prioritizing the partnership. We're talking connection here, intimacy. Babies are beautiful, but they're also third wheels, and you're going to be sleep deprived. You're going to have less time to just be you, the two of you. You're also potentially going to find your libido really low. And let's say your love language is touch. You might find yourself feeling really touched out at the end of the day. So I recommend having a conversation with your partner about your love language and then being super curious to understand theirs. How are they receiving love? How are they also most likely to express love? Because it might be very different from your language. So in this conversation, we're trying to become bilingual and understanding each other's languages and also getting creative about what that's going to realistically look like in postpartum based on what your needs are and the needs of your partner. Okay, then there's the conversations around boundaries, relationships with extended family members, and traditions that you want to bring into your family life. All right, so babies are, like I said, so beautiful, but they also bring with them an intensity. With this new family member being introduced into the family system, if there's any boundary issues, say, in your relationship with any of your family members, this could become intensified too when you introduce a grandchild or a new baby into the family system. So have a conversation with your partner as soon as you can about what these boundaries should look like. You guys want to get on the same page. This can be really difficult at times when people aren't on the same page. So you want to have these conversations as early as possible, explore how these boundaries are going to be communicated, what are you going to do during holidays, what kind of traditions do you want to pass on to. You want to be talking about those traditions that are really important to you and your partner that you want to pass on to your children. These conversations are key to be having before baby comes or as soon as possible. If you notice that there's communication blocks or a lot of conflict that comes up around these conversations, that's a signal that couples therapy can be really helpful. One of the best gifts you can give to your baby is to have a solid partnership. And if that means couples therapy, to have a space where you can build on those communication and conflict resolution skills so you can be connected, then that's what you got to do. All right, thank you so much for having me here today, Lindsay and Lactation Link. You can find me over at Dr. Cassidy, and I also have e-courses where I offer support to both expecting and postpartum couples with a colleague, Dr. Christine Sterling, who's an OBGYN, and you can swipe up here to learn more about those courses. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day.